So how's everyone? How's everyone doing today? You can like use your, oh, there we go. Technology. I was like, just use your body language. And also when you have a practice of navigating these things, so it's a little bit like going to the gym. So in a way, I am also feeling all of these colors of things that we're all experiencing. And on the other hand, when you have made a toolbox for navigating some of these things, then you can, when it's necessary, open up the toolbox and be like, okay, today maybe I'm feeling a lot of sadness about the world, about everything else, but what can I do? And one of the things that we can do, and we're not invalidating how we feel, so we're not trying to say that I'm not sad or, you know, I'm not having this experience. It's completely real, it's completely valid, but it's about how can I bring myself back from that state of being really agitated about this, from being so physically thrown off by this that I don't feel able to function, or I feel like I'm forcing myself to function. So I'm getting pretty real here today because I know that for many of us, everybody that I've been working with, there's a sense now of bracing. We have been bracing our bodies feel more stiff, there's more tension, and there is no such thing as a separation between the mind and the body. So it's just philosophical, like somebody came up with that. It's a little colonial, like it's a outdated idea. Our cellular bodies actually experience the emotion and embody it. And one of the ways, one of the tools that we can have is to come back to the breath. So today I'm going to do a practice with you that is gentle movement. We're going to open up the body for better breathing. And it doesn't mean that we're going to force the breath to be this way or that way. We're just going to get more and more comfortable and more open in our bodies, so that by the time the body realizes that, oh, actually this moment things seem pretty okay, then the breath will naturally begin to flow, and then we'll be able to breathe a lot deeper. So before we jump right into getting the body to change, let's check in on how it is before we do our practice. So just take a moment, be however you are right now, and close your eyes. And then notice at this moment of the day, right now, where do you feel your breath? So some of us, we might be breathing even just like above the collarbones and just only breathing there. Some of us, maybe it's just at the chest. And then some of us, maybe it's a little deeper today. Maybe it's one of those days. But just check out right now and don't judge wherever your breath is. Just check in with your body right now. Where's my breath right now? Where do I feel the inhale? Where do I feel the exhale? And I'm just wondering, for those of us that might want to share, if you could just kind of show, you know, where you might feel like that breath is at the moment, kind of up here more or down here. Or keep that private, it's all good. Yeah, so for most of us, and that means that we have been kind of engaged in navigating, strategizing, dealing. So the body is not as able to drop beyond the thoracic, drop beyond the chest to the belly. So we'll see if after our practice, if the breath can be felt a little deeper. So right now too, let's take our hands to our lower back. So just however you are right now, your hands onto your lower back. And we're gonna start just breathing. So without forcing the breath, we're just gonna breathe and see if we can feel any change in the lower back, if you were to be able to feel your breath in the lower back. And if it's not there right now, that's totally fine. Just notice it for the moment. Does it feel like the lower back is feeling a sensation of receiving and letting go? Maybe not. Okay, so we'll just notice that as well. And then we're gonna take our hands now. Let's rub the hands and make them a little warmer. Lots of meridians in our hands that actually impact the rest of the body, the heart and the lungs. And then from here, we're going to take the hands to the sides of the neck. Yeah, so just gently, ever so gently, just lovingly holding, not squeezing at all. Then close your eyes. And again, just be seated comfortably. And feel the warmth of your neck against your hands. And let's try to start breathing into the neck. So feeling sensation, the skin feels a little different as you breathe in, where your hands are against the neck. And it feels a little different as you breathe out. So let's breathe into the neck. At the same time, we're going to relax the elbows a little bit more so that the shoulders get to relax more. Nice. And then we're going to let ourselves balance a bit more onto the sit bone. So you can let yourself sit so that it feels loosely straight, the spine is relaxed. And let's just take a few more breaths in there. There's no rush, there's no hurry. You're just letting yourself breathe in and out. And notice if the breath feels a little different already. Beautiful. And then we're going to take the hands, left hand on top of the right shoulder, and then right hand perhaps to the left ribs. So that might be more comfortable than trying to do both hands. See how you feel here. And then again, let's relax the shoulders. We're going to relax the right ear towards the right shoulder. We're going to deliberately kind of let the weight of the bone. So a lot of the time we're hiking up the shoulder. So let's see if we can deliberately kind of just let it soften. And then we're going to take a few breaths like this too, tucking the chin a little, relaxing the ear to one side. And just breathing here. Soften your eyes. And don't worry, you don't have to look at me the whole time. You don't have to feel like you have to engage or entertain me. You can feel like you're having an experience just hearing my voice guide you, and you can be in your body. Great, and then we're just going to switch sides. So right hand on top of the left shoulder, left hand over the right ribs, and just leaning the head to the left, tucking the chin, relaxing both your shoulders. And again, take your time. Let's take 5 breaths here. And let's see if we can let the breath just simply move in and out by itself. And maybe you will notice that there is a pause every time the in-breath feels complete. And there's a pause every time the out-breath feels complete. Great. Wonderful. And then we're going to take one hand over the solar plexus and one hand behind the mid-back. So your palm is facing out. Nice. And that's just to whatever is comfortable. Some of us, maybe the shoulder doesn't feel that good. You can switch hands or not use the hand that's hurting right now. And then relax the shoulder. And again, let's take 5 breaths here, nice and simple. Just gently letting the breath flow in. And as you exhale, even letting your breath maybe move out through the lips. Letting the face become a little softer. Great, couple more breaths like that. Beautiful. And then just relax the hands and let the hands rest on the belly. So both hands are just relaxed against the belly. The arms, they're not kind of held out like this because that's tiring. We're going to relax the elbows to the ribs, to the side. And then we're going to take 5 breaths here, just nice and gentle. And then notice that this drops us back into interoception, back into the body. And it's kind of special because right now we're not asking our bodies to perform. We're just allowing our bodies to know that we're here now. We're here to pay attention, to build that connection again. to be with instead of working against. Great, that's wonderful. And then we're going to come a little higher. I'm going to move my chair out of the way right now. And we're going to come to standing right now. So for some of us, you might want to come into half standing forward bend with your hands on the desk and just walking the feet under the hips so that you come into an L shape. We're going to micro bend the knees. Draw the hips to gently lengthen them back. Great. And then you're going to relax the chin so that the head is just going to relax through the arms. And the belly is completely free here. We're not going to try to manipulate it in any way. And for the next few breaths, we're just simply allowing the ribs to gently open, kind of like an accordion. So when you breathe in, notice the breath expanding the side body. And then when you breathe out, just let yourself simply soften and be here. Just noticing. This really gets kind of subtle, but in that subtlety, there are so many layers of change happening. So little by little, letting yourself kind of sense your sit bones lengthening back from the hands. So it means that the back of the hips are drawing all the way to the wall behind you. So we'll take a few more breaths like that, continuing to feel the front body lengthen, the side body lengthen, even the lower back. Great. And then we're going to bend the knees and gently looking forward. Just helps with our equilibrium. We're going to walk forward again. Nice. Great. Then we're going to come into a forward bend. This time your hands are going to be against your lower back, so against the kidneys. You're going to take your legs a little wider, whatever's comfortable for you. Yeah, and then in your own time, bend your knees and let yourself start to fold forward over the legs. So see if that feels okay for you. Bending your legs as much as you can. Let go of the head and just let the weight of the head lengthen your whole spine. Nice. And we'll take some breaths here, about 5 breaths. And again, 1 breath at a time. Let's see if we can feel the breath moving a little more towards the kidneys, towards the lower back. So the kidneys in Chinese medicine is what hydrates the body, what hydrates the organs, and what replenishes our qi. So when we feel low in qi, we feel tired. We feel like we're low in resources. So now just knowing that with each breath, you're just allowing that little battery to be recharged right in the kidneys. A few more breaths like that. Through the entire back body, through the kidneys. Just feeling your breath. Doesn't matter how flexible we are or not, doesn't matter. Great, and then you're going to let your hands relax. They're just going to drape down to the floor for a few more breaths. You're going to bring your spine a little higher so that your chest is parallel to the ground. And then just let the arms dangle. Take a couple of breaths there. And then we're going to bend into the knees. When we inhale, we're going to bring the arms all the way up around the sides. And draw the heart up, tailbone pointing forward. Great. And then exhale, we're going to fold again. So exhaling gently, folding forward, hands relax towards the earth. And if you like this, pressing against the earth, inhale, we're going to roll up through the whole spine. Drawing our hearts up, relaxing the arms back. And then exhale. Nice circle coming all the way back. And doing a couple more like that with your own breath at your own pace. Great. And then at the end of the last one, coming back to standing. Nice. And then we're just going to bring ourselves back. Great. So we'll come into a side bend. You're going to have your left knee bent, and the right leg is actually going to be away from there. So actually I'm going to tilt this camera a little bit. It's almost like a warrior two. Well, it is kind of. It is a warrior two with the legs. So left knee is bent, right foot is against the earth. Great. And then we're going to just place the left elbow against the leg, right hand onto the right hip. So especially if you have a frozen shoulder or anything like that, maybe instead of bringing your arm up and kind of lengthening out of there, maybe make little circles, make gentle circles, or maybe have your hand on your hip and make circles with your shoulders like this. So whichever variation you like. And the rest of you, however you feel right now, you want movement, you're gonna move the arm a little more, or you want to extend and draw across, you can do that too. Yeah, so we're gonna play with this for a few more breaths, just pressing the feet against the earth, relaxing the heart back, and then taking whatever shape you feel like today. Great, a couple more breaths like that. Great, and then we're gonna take the right hand behind the lower back, and we're gonna roll the right shoulder back for a moment, just looking up. And then let's press down through the feet, straightening the legs, and we're going to just switch sides. So now you're gonna bend your right knee, pointing your toes towards the right there, and then the left foot is just turned in a little bit. Nice. And then right elbow is against the right leg, left hand on your left hip. Yeah, you don't even need a yoga mat for this. You can do this anywhere. And then you're gonna maybe shrug the shoulder. You're going to maybe extend the arm and arc over. Or if you like, you're going to make circles with the arms. Nice. And even if you're seated right now, you can do this seated and lengthen one arm across and open up along the side ribs. Beautiful. So just exploring in your own way. And you might feel that maybe you don't like looking in one direction only. Maybe you like following your hand as it moves in the circle. Great. So we'll do this for a few more breaths. Great. And then left hand is going to go behind your lower back. And once more, we're going to shrug the left shoulder back, open the heart towards the sky, and just take a moment there. Great. And then again, pressing down through the right foot. We're just going to turn the feet in. Nice. And let's bring the feet back together. Nice. I'm just going to tilt the camera back. Nice. Great. Okay, and then from here, we're going to bring the right leg onto either your chair or onto your table. So see what feels right for you today. I'll show the chair just because you can see it well like that. And then for some of us, maybe we're going to even take a belt. So some of us, we have a belt, can take a belt against the right foot and draw gently in towards the leg. So either doing that or holding on to your chair or the sides of your chair, bend your knees as much as you like. Both knees can be bent. And then we're just gonna breathe here, slowly letting ourselves just fold to wherever feels okay. Beautiful. Great. We're gonna take about 5 more breaths here. And with each breath here, knowing that we're opening up along the back body, so from the kidneys all the way down to the urinary bladder channel. And again, those two are connected. So allowing this to open up channels for breath all the way to your right foot. So now see if you can visualize or sense that you can even breathe in and out of the sole of your right foot. Great. Nice. Beautiful. And then we're going to gently release. Come back through to a half standing forward bend, so your hands on your table or your chair. Just softening the chin towards the throat again, relaxing the heart forward, feeling the ribs continue to open. And then you're going to let yourself draw your hips more to the right, so you feel the left side of the body lengthen more. So you can bend your right knee a little, draw your hips more to the right, and take a few breaths there. And then bend your left knee, draw your hips more to the left, and feel the right side body lengthening. And breathing into that. And take your time, take a few more breaths there. So in case anybody has the ability to mute everyone, if you want to do that for the sound, feel free to do that. Great, and then from there we're going to relax the hands. Actually, I think that would be Mikkel. And then we're going to come forward now and have the left leg forward. And we'll come into our forward bend on this side. So again, if it's nice to have a belt, we're going to use the belt. Maybe if you don't have a belt, you can even take your foot against the seat of the chair. That gives you some reference. And then again, we're going to bend both the knees as much as we like. And we're going to let ourselves slowly fall forward. You can feel the sacrum opening. You can feel the lower back, the backs of the legs just lengthening. And we're going to take our time just breath by breath, letting ourselves fold forward. And knowing that this is us increasing our tools in our toolbox. So this is us nourishing our bodies through this practice. So instead of the usual needing to drive ourselves in any way, let yourself just kind of drop those things and allow yourself to just enjoy the breath, to just enjoy being here. And if it feels like it's a crazy stretch and it's really tough, then make it a little easier. Come up a little higher so that it's enjoyable. Great. Nice. And then gently we're going to come back up. Great. And then this time we're going to come into a squat. So I'm going to bring the camera down again so that we can see each other. And now we're going to take the feet apart and just bend the knees and have the knees kind of out to the side. And we're going to sit on down. So elbows are against the inner knees, palms are pressed together. And we're going to take our time just drawing the heart a little higher. So we're doing this to let the hips open. So breathing into this. If it feels like a lot, don't bend your knees as much. You can even take your hands behind your knees if that feels more supportive. And create a little space there for your opening. So we'll take a few more breaths there. It feels like the inner legs are opening. The elbows are gently bracing against the legs to let them widen away from each other. And the knees are gently pressing in a little so that it will cause the sternum, the center line of the chest to lengthen up towards the thumbs. So I'm challenging you a little bit. I might feel like a little bit challenging at the moment. We'll take 2 more breaths there. Feel free to come out anytime you like. Great. And then to come out, we're going to press the hands towards the ground or against the shins. And we're going to come right into a forward fold with the feet towards each other. We're going to hold opposite elbows this time. And then the elbows are going to draw down towards the earth. We're going to relax the chin towards the throat. and just let ourselves lengthen here. So take a few more breaths like that. Fill the mid-back with your breath. Fill the back body with your breath. Exhale through the mouth. And one more breath like that. Nice, and then pressing down through the feet. When we inhale, we'll bring the arms all the way up again. And then touching your palms towards the top of that movement. And then exhale, relax. Nice. Great. So again, one option is to use your table. We're going to go to a side bend now with the leg either on the table or on your chair. So whatever feels nice. And then if possible, we're going to try to keep the hips open in the same way so it's not tilted at an angle. So facing the front evenly. Nice. I have my foot against the back of the chair just because it feels nice and supportive. And then again, maybe micro bend the knees a little bit. That always feels easier when you're beginning here. And then elbows maybe onto the left leg. And again, relax the shoulders deliberately. I'm going to turn open the chest. And then we're going to try to maybe reach the arm over. And again, if that is not an option that feels nice for you, do the other one where you're here and you're just going to gently make the shoulders have some circular movement. For those of you where this feels fine enough and you want to maybe deepen the way you're going into this direction, you're going to lengthen your left hand, maybe even onto the chair. And then you're going to try to reach for the top of your chair, or you're going to try to reach for your foot and kind of open along the side here. Nice, relaxing your shoulders here. So I don't know about you, but for me, this area is my brisket. It really feels tough in there. So see if you can just be gentle and breathe into wherever you feel like it's tough. Take a few more breaths like that. If your arm's against your leg, you can use it to have some momentum to turn. So like a fulcrum. Couple more breaths. Great, and then inhale. We're gonna come back up. Awesome. We're gonna bend the right knee. You're gonna come into a hip opener again. You're gonna drop the left, did I say right? This is the left knee. Left knee, drop it more to the left. You're gonna start facing your chair. So you're just turning to face your chair or your table if you're so inclined. Hands onto the back of your chair. And we're gonna start folding forward. Again, if it feels like a lot for the leg that's on the floor, you can bring your leg in more. You can bend your lower knee, the knee that is on the right side. And we're gonna breathe here. For some of us, this shape might feel like it's not the shape you want to be in today. Then left foot can be on the chair. You can come closer and just reach forward with the chest, but draw back with the hips. Great. So either of those options, just letting yourself relax here. And allowing yourself to kind of dissolve into the body at this moment. Just let your awareness be more and more interested in just feeling expansion and relaxation. Making that an awareness meditation. Where am I expanding? Where am I dissolving and melting? Just notice. A few more breaths like that. Great, and then in your own time, we're gonna come on back. Then you're gonna switch sides. So just have the chair to your other side. You can just turn away from the camera if that's easier for you. And now right foot is against the back of the chair. It does help if you have something against the back of the chair, like your wall or your table. So you can see this is rocking, but it's fine right now for me. See how you feel. Great. And then again, right elbow might come onto the right leg, and we're going to turn the chest. So the chest, instead of facing the ground, is going to turn to face forward. Left hand onto the left hip. Maybe you're rolling into the shoulders. Maybe you're extending the left arm overhead. I'm going to relax the left shoulder. And then little by little, continuing to press the right arm against the left leg, you're going to take the left ribs a little more towards the sky. So the left ribs are going to turn up towards the sky. Nice. And then if it feels okay, you're going to slide the right hand further down the leg, and then maybe continue to lengthen across. Great. We're just going to breathe there. Relaxing the tops of the shoulders deliberately. Nice. Tucking the chin. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Maybe you're feeling the inner line of the leg right now, the right leg. Breathing into that helps us to, again, release some of the heat and tension. Great. And then we're going to start turning towards the chair. We're going to bend the right knee, have the right knee opening out to the right side, and turning to face the chair. Bringing the heart forward and maybe just resting there. Bring the back leg in closer if that felt like balance was not feeling as great. So bringing the legs closer, you have more balance. And again, option 2 is the right foot is planted onto the seat of the chair and you're drawing yourself forward and then pulling the hips back. So the right knee is bent. The hips are drawing back and away, just letting yourself fold into this. And again, try to notice where the stretch is and where you feel the sense of stretching. See if you can also feel a sense of breathing. Great, and then in your own time, slowly coming on back. Nice. Next one you can do, either standing or seated, is up to you. We're going to take the arms back. And for some of you, you might have a strap. In that case, you're going to take your strap and then kind of take it just once around your hand. And you're going to just draw the arms back this way. And then for some of us, you might want to interlace the fingers if that feels good for you. Roll your shoulders back. I'm going to draw the knuckles back. So whichever option you want to do today. So for me, it feels like a lot today for my body. So I think the belt is the kinder choice. So we're going to draw back. And then we're all going to do the same thing here to open up these areas for breathing. So we're going to start turning to the right a little bit more. It's an open twist, which is perfectly safe. And then we're going to roll the heart up. And then you're going to draw the right ear to the right shoulder and tuck the chin a little bit. Great. And as much as you want to kind of continue drawing to the right with the heart, it's up to you how far that feels right, what feels right. And just breathing into this. Few more breaths like that. And then same thing, but on the left side, we're just going to come back to center, relax for a moment, and then we're going to draw the arms back, relax the shoulders deliberately, and then turn the heart to the left. Then this time, tuck the chin, draw the left ear towards the left shoulder, and then keep drawing the arms back, even as you twist the belly button to the left. So maybe the arms feel a little bit more like they're going to the right, while the heart, the belly is going to the left. Relaxing the shoulder blades there. Great. We'll take a few breaths like that in there. Nice. And then gently release. So if you have been sitting a lot today and you want to stand, continue with this standing. If you feel like taking a seat, feel free. Now we're going to just open up a little bit through all of this here, all of the front of the arm and also in the top of the shoulder, the side of the ribs. And then for the other side, you're going to be opening up the top of the shoulder and also all the way into all of those little muscles that we tend to neglect. So let's take our belt, and right hand is on top, left hand is at the bottom. I'll show you an option without a belt in a moment. And then we're going to try to walk the hands towards each other along the belt. So walking the hands towards each other, and then we're going to draw the right elbow back. Nice. And the left elbow is going to draw in towards the midline. Great. And then if you're standing up and you feel like adding a little challenge, you're going to bend your knees a little. You're going to sit back, coming into chair here. Relax the right shoulder, the top of the right shoulder. Keep reminding it to do that. And just breathe here. If that complicates things, no need. Then you can just stand here. Try not to stick out the ribs in the belly. We're going to soften the ribs in, drawing the belly button in just a little bit, just so that it feels easier to breathe there. Beautiful. A few more breaths like that together. And if you feel kind of relaxed here, you're going to let yourself also hinge a little bit to your left. Great. Softening the eyes again, just looking forward to maybe a point on the floor, kind of far away from you. Great. And then we're going to come on up. Great. You're going to switch sides in a moment. If it feels like a lot happened, you're going to shake out the arms. Nice. And then we're going to take the left hand to be higher, right hand to be on the belt, and sliding down. And then we're going to walk the hands towards each other. And the same thing here. So if you don't have a belt, you're going to either walk the hands towards each other and then try to get the fingers to kind of clasp and draw back. And then if the fingers don't quite clasp today, even your shirt will do, holding the shirt and drawing the elbows back. Just gives us a little bit of that leverage to work with. So now the left elbow is drawing up and in, the right elbow is drawing back and to the midline. And again, we're going to remind ourselves, especially the lower ribs. Lower ribs always want to jut out. They're very enthusiastic. So we're going to soften the lower ribs just a little bit more in. So we're not kind of making them come in and be military style. We're just softening, coming back to center. Feel your feet ground through your feet. Draw the arms, the elbows away from each other. And then again, if you like, you're going to bend your knees. Sit in chair to do this. Make sure your neck doesn't feel more tired here. If it does, relax, come back up, do the standing. Great, let's take 3 more breaths in this direction. Nice, beautiful breaths for you. And then we're going to hinge a little bit if that feels okay. You're going to hinge towards your right. Elbows are drawing away from each other. I'm going to open up from the side of the hip all the way up to the ribs. Great. Take a few more breaths like that. Great. I hope that feels nice for you. And then slowly we're going to come on back. Nice. And then we'll put the belt to the side for the moment. And this is just super easy. All you're going to do now is left hand is going to move back, right arm is going to move up. So all we're doing now is going this way, and I'm going to switch to the other one. So a few times, and then alternating. Yeah, and then trying not to throw the arm bone out of the socket. It still stays in the socket. I'm just exploring. Great. And then imagine that you're sandwiched between two walls that are about this close to you. Bring your arms up, walk your fingers down the sides. My wall got a lot bigger. And then all the way down. Great, do it a few times in this direction. Draw the arms up, bring it back and down. Yeah, and one more time. Feel that articulation in your collarbones. Amazing how everything is connected. Great. And then other way, let's go backwards. So you're going to reach your hands back, reverse the direction. Going to bring it back and down. And then two more times. Nice. And coming back into your own experience. See how this feels in your body. Check in. Great, awesome. Then from here, left hand is going to hold the right wrist, turn the right palm up towards the sky. Take the feet nice and wide apart again. Point your left toes to the left. Right foot can just be where it is. And with the legs pretty much just straight but relaxed, we're going to draw the belly button in a little and just stretch to the left. Great, breathing into this. If this feels like a lot, left hand comes onto the left thigh. And then we're going to reach out like this. Great. Let's take a few breaths there. Nice. And then we'll come back. We're going to turn the left foot in. The right toes are going to turn and point to the right. And then right hand holds the left wrist. Left hand is going to face forward. And draw the arms up, relaxing our shoulders. And then we're going to lengthen to the right. Relaxing as much as we can the shoulder, just reminding it to just release a little. It doesn't need to overly engage. And then breath by breath, feet are pressing against the earth. You can feel the connection. Arms are lengthening you to the right. Hips are anchoring to the left. All that opening is happening along the side body, and you're breathing into all of that space between the ribs, between also the ribs and the pelvis. Beautiful. And then pressing down into the feet. Inhale, bring ourselves back and release the arms. We'll turn the feet to point forward again. Then we're going to let's come into one more half standing forward bend, just to even things out before the next shape. So again, just relax the arms forward and draw the hips back. Relax your shoulders, take a few breaths. Great, and then you have two options here. I'm going to show you the seated one first. We're going to open up the quads a little bit. So you might be amazed, but the quads, you might not be amazed. You might notice the quads are quite connected to the diaphragm. And when the diaphragm is tense, when the quads are tense, everything just kind of becomes very immobile. So now we're going to open up the quadriceps so that we can open up the diaphragm. So take your time. You're going to sit to the side of your chair, or you can do this standing. I know some of you are quite familiar with this. I realize I have to slide back so you can see me better. And then just kicking up the right leg. Right hand is holding the right ankle. Sometimes the right hand doesn't quite reach the right ankle. In that case, actually, easy thing you can do is to take the right leg onto your chair and then start drawing the leg up and use your belt to go around the foot and to bring the leg towards yourself. I'll show you from the side. I think that'll be clearer. So you can do this as well. So the chair is really helpful if this is one of those things where you just want to hang out but get the quad to open, or you're standing and you're freestanding and just trying to draw the heel towards the hips. Maybe the left arm is going to come on up. Maybe it doesn't need to. It's up to you. Great. Take a few breaths there. Cool. Very nice. And then we're going to release this for a moment. You're just going to do it on the other side. We'll be coming back to this. So on your other side, again, if you want to have a seat, you are on your chair. Left leg is up, left hand into against the ankle, and we're going to draw the leg back. So option 1. Great. And then another option, you're going to come to standing. You're going to hold the leg, and maybe you're going to reach the other arm up. Nice. Just breathing into this. For the first one, keep working on taking the knee closer to the midline. So sometimes we tend to do this with the knee kind of all the way out and drawn back. But we want to see if we can bring the knee in line with the other knee. And then we're going to draw the leg back. It makes it a little different. So a few breaths are especially across the solar plexus. And then those of you who have your knee on the chair, you can do that one too. That'll work. Great. And then exhale, we're going to release. Nice. We're going to take a moment and you're going to repeat this again on your right side. Or if you want to come into a variation, you can hold your table with your left hand. Right hand holds the leg. You're going to start drawing the leg up. So now your knee still along the same midline. So it's not going to veer out, but it's going to draw away from the other leg and up. And then if that feels okay, you're going to turn your hand to face out, the right hand. Hold the inside of the right foot. And that's going to open the shoulder at the same time. So you're going to draw the right leg more into the midline. Draw the heart forward. Bend the front knee. And breathe here. Nice. Or our variations, lots of options, is we can take... I think you can see, even though the chair is like that. Okay, you can take your knee on there, hold it like this, and then still kind of reach forward and hold on to whatever would be supportive. Great, we're gonna take 5 more breaths here. So if it feels like this is way too long and it feels like you need to come out, which is perfectly legit, then you're gonna come out, you're gonna rest, and then you're gonna try again. Great. Nice. And then exhale, release. Let's come to the left side, same thing. Left hand holds on to the left ankle. We're going to keep the knees in line with the midline just as much as we can. It's not a rule. And then we're going to draw the leg away from each other, the legs. And you're going to breathe there. You can use your table. You can be freestanding. Just whatever feels nice for you. Great. Take a few breaths like that. And then those of you who want to hold on to the inner foot and turn the hand the other way, turn the left palm out, hold on to the inner foot, and same thing one more time. Just lengthen, press the foot against the hand to draw the shoulders open. So you can get into the front of the shoulders with this one if you hold your hand outwards like this. Great, we'll take a few more breaths like that. Awesome. And then when you're ready, we're going to release. You're going to come back to a seat. And in your seat, again, because I am not huge or I am small on the opposite side of the same statement. So hands onto the lap, knees are apart, feet are wide apart. Yeah, and all sizes are awesome. Okay, and then from here, we're going to drape the belly through the legs. You're going to hold on to your ankles if you can. And then we're going to fold through the legs. I'm just breathing into this. In case anybody needs to see, I'm going to tilt the camera down. And so holding on to wherever you can along your legs, just drawing in, breathing into all of that along the vertebrae. You know that we can feel opening along the vertebrae. We're going to relax our shoulders here again deliberately. You're going to let your head just gently kind of move side to side. You're going to explore a little bit with the head. You're going to take 3 more breaths like that, and with each out breath, letting yourself just start to dissolve a little more into the out breath, into this moment. Great. And then in your own time, walk your hands up and come back to your seat. Reach your hands behind you, hold on to the back of your chair, and ever so gently just explore a few neck circles here. Tuck the chin, rolling through side to side. And then change the direction of that circle. Make it awesome, make it luxurious, make it feel good for you. Great, couple of breaths more, just gently exploring. Awesome. And then we're going to come back to stillness, keeping the eyes soft, staying within. You're going to make yourself more comfortable in your seat, so making sure that you feel grounded, and you can even have your back more towards the chair, the back of the chair, so you feel nice and supported. Great. And then close your eyes. Let your seat just relax. So let the hips just relax towards gravity, into gravity. Let the back body just relax into the back of the chair. Let the face soften. And notice at this moment where your breath might be. And it doesn't matter maybe today, because of many reasons, it might still be where it was at the beginning. And there's no judgment there. Or maybe it's in a different place, and just let yourself notice where that might be for you. And then let your hands, let one of them come towards kind of a little bit above the heart, towards the center of the chest, between the collarbones. The other hand can just rest against the belly. And just feel your breath here. Take a few more breaths, just letting the breath flow in and out of the body. And in and out of the body. You're going to let yourself notice if there's any pauses. Notice that breath naturally fills, completes, pauses, and then you release, complete. And there's a natural pause. Beautiful. We're going to take our hands back to the neck now. So both hands against the neck. Notice your breath there. And then hands are going to hold opposite shoulders, just in a relaxed way. And let your breath be felt there. Imagine the shoulders breathing. Great. Take one hand in front of the solar plexus, the other hand palm facing out behind the mid-back. And take a few breaths there. Breathe into the mid-body. Nice. And then both hands over the belly. Relax back into your seat again. Just feel your breath there. And then hands onto the thighs, just resting the palms on the thighs. Close your eyes. Feel your breath in the thighs against your hands. And lastly, let's take the hands onto the outer shin. So you're going to let yourself belly just relax towards the legs. Hands onto your shins. And feel your breath there, just breathing into the shins, into your hands. Relax the hands towards the feet. Doesn't matter if they touch or not. Feel your breath in your feet. Great. And then gently take your time to come back. Give yourself a big hug and let that hug be for the whole room, for everyone here. Squeeze it in. Give yourself all of that love. Nice. Relax everything. Just take a moment. Just check in. Do you feel like you have this tool right now? Can you feel this tool that you just used? How does it feel? What are the differences? And we're going to press the palms together. If you want to chant Om with me, you can do that, or just enjoy letting the sound just ripple and help us to wrap our practice here. So I'm going to take a breath in. Om. And just bowing towards each other and to our hearts. Namaste.